What's up?
Oh, nothing much, dude. I think we're about to get your rain, and I'm tired. So for all you people who notice I yawn a lot in the past, I'm going to yawn a whole lot because I'm not sure when your guys' day starts, but mine starts at 4:20 in the morning. So it's a long day.
And it's 4:20 because you've been getting your workout on?
Yeah, pretty much. The alarm goes off at 4:20. I'm out the door by 4:50, and I'm stretching by 5 o'clock a.m.
You know what's... I was going to talk to you, but I don't know, you, George, and all you people out there that work out. Like, I've been, ever since I got it off the bodybuilding kick, and, I told you how I was going to, like, try to downsize. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, all right, I want to spare muscle. I want to come down, but I don't want to be doing all my aerobic training where it becomes anaerobic and I get my heart rate out of the fat burning zone, And for all you people who don't understand that, that's when you're keeping your heart rate in between 60 and 70% of your maximum heart rate. And once you go above that or below that, you're out of that fat burning zone. So I got this thing. You guys can see it. It's called the Adidas miCoach. It's a heart monitor, and dude, you gotta snag one up because it's actually so cool. I actually strapped this monitor around my chest, and it sits underneath my shirt, and obviously it monitors my heart rate while I'm working out. But it actually has these 4 levels where it tells you, based on what you want to do, it has a coach that's actually speaking to you, saying like, dude, you're out of your heart rate zone. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you right now. For all you people who are athletes or have played football, there's this thing called an Indian run. I'm sure Kevin's done them. I've done them. It's you get in the line, and the guy from the back has to sprint to the front. So you have to accelerate. And during that acceleration, I'm sure you'd see your heart rate go up. Well, Kevin asked me if I worked out today, and it sounds like that heart monitor would have been perfect because there were 3 of us who had to run a mile. And while we ran a mile, we took turns carrying a 20-pound medicine ball.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that's you see where your heart rate's going. I mean, and the cool thing about this monitor, it can strap on you have an application that you can put on your iPhone or your smartphone,
Android,
and sync it. Yeah, your Android, and just sync it to it via Bluetooth. So it communicates with your phone. You can see everything visually, what's happening during the course of your workouts. The coach actually talks to you. If you like a woman to talk to you, you can have a woman talk to you. If you like a guy talking to you, you can have a guy talk to you. But they not only do they have the regular heart monitor, but they have a couple more products. You guys have to go over, Google miCoach or go over. I'll put the links below in the description page, and I'll also have some annotations where to go. But they have another product that's sports specific. So like if you play basketball, you wear it while you're playing basketball, and you can sit there and see what your performance is like, and you can get on and see what your performance is like compared to everybody else who's on blogs. And in addition to that, they have all these like hundreds of training routines you can use. So it's amazing what some of these companies are doing now with the technology.
Well, it's for numbers junkies. It's for people like myself who like to see the numbers, because I would have loved to seen when I was running to see if the spike would have been different when I was carrying the medicine ball as opposed to not. And the key to not just working out, but to life is just to be efficient. None of us want to waste any more energy than we absolutely have to. And this product is a great way to measure and to keep you, like you said, in that target zone. So you're not expending too much and you're not expending too little. You're just maintaining. And that's kind of what we should be doing in life. We should be finding that top level efficiency and staying there.
And that's the part where people fail so much, because they're trying to, if you're an endurance athlete, that's one thing. But if you're saying, okay, I want to build muscle, or if I want to spare muscle, then during the course of your workouts, you don't want your heart rate going up above 70% of your maximum heart rate. You just don't want that to happen. And so I was walking, just walking on the treadmill, and my heart rate, was, for me, it needs to be somewhere between 105 and, 125. And it was staying right at 105. And I'm intensifying my walk to get it at 106, 107. Then I would jump off the treadmill, hit a couple burpees or, pull-ups, and then just bam, it would shoot the fuck up. It would shoot up to like 125, 130, and it would stay up there at the top, right on the borderline of that fat burning zone, and then it would slowly creep back down. But you can see what you should be supplementing your workout with based on your heart rate monitor, and that tells you, it tells you specifically where you should stay, and that's a huge instrument if you're trying to get in shape and lose fat the right way. So,
and for anybody who's priced heart rate monitors, this one made by Adidas is coming at a pretty good price point.
Let's get out of the fight game for a while in the MMA world, and let's talk about what's going on right now in the NBA. Because first of all, playoffs. The playoffs are just been great this year.
For all of you Miami Heat haters, for all you Miami Heat people who wanted to see them go up against Brooklyn because Brooklyn swept them during the regular season, do you know what the regular season counts for right now? Not a goddamn thing.
Yep,
that's why the Heat handled their shit and the Spurs handled their shit. They're the only two home teams to open up the conference semis.
Right.
And do the damn thing, because the other two road teams, being the Wizards and the Clippers, were like, fuck it, we're balling.
Yeah, I mean, well, really, not even, and the Heat aren't even a number one seed. The Pacers are a number one seed. I mean,
right, but I'm just saying home teams with the home court advantage.
Right, home court advantage.
There's only two of them. There's only two of them that won.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a thing. That's been a thing. I mean, I tell you what, let's go back to, since you mentioned the San Diego, Jesus Christ, the San Antonio Spurs. I tell you what, I got to tell you, man, they're lucky Zach Randolph fucked up, because if Zach Randolph's there for Game 7, they might be sitting there in the Western Conference semifinals, because they were struck.
Wait, back up. Who are you? What team should be happy Zach Randolph didn't play?
Memphis. The Spurs should be happy, because the Spurs
they
were
weren't playing them.
Huh?
Memphis was playing Oklahoma.
Oh, that's what I meant. I meant the Thunder.
And I'm with you. And if you go back and look at that bullshit call, they said he threw a punch. That's what I'm gonna tell you what. Zebo's thrown better punches left-handed in his sleep than he threw. That was not a punch. That was the NBA bailing out the new MVP.
Yeah, that really was, dude. Because I'm going to tell you what, I honestly think that the Grizzlies would be playing the Trailblazers right now. I really do.
Yeah, that was one of the worst calls I've ever seen. That was horrible. And here's the other thing, because in the Indiana Pacers thing, they have a rule since that thing at the Palladium or the Palestra or wherever Detroit played their games.
The Palace.
Okay, the Palace. Mm-hmm. When Ron Artest went up into the stands, they said if you come off the bench, you're automatically ejected.
Right.
Paul George steps on the court, it's there, and they go, nah. That just proves to you how chicken shit the NBA truly is. They're truly looking to protect their stars, and they're trying to make money. That's the bottom line. That's all they ultimately care about, is making money and their fucking image. And if Paul George doesn't play, that's horrible. And if Kevin Durant and the gang get bounced in the first round, that's horrible, because your MVP of the league would get I think Memphis would have won that game if they had Zach Randolph.
I think they would have won it too. And, one of the arguments that the NBA said is like, this is what they, and the analysts said about Paul George coming off the bench and stepping on the court. They're like, the fact that he recognized it and said, oh shit, and quickly jumped back onto the bench, they said that is showing that the rule is working. That people have a natural reaction, and they're like, oh fuck, real quick, like if you come to a fucking red light and you see the camera, you're like shit, and you slam on your fucking brakes.
You speed up.
It just shows that the rule is working. So that's what their argument is.
Fuck that rule. Fuck David Stern. Fuck Silver. He should have been sat for the game. If they're gonna sit Zebo for a non-punch, and they called it a punch, that was not a punch. He turned and kind of shoved him. His hand was balled up. I don't care. The guy did not cock back and throw a punch. He didn't even get ejected out of that game. I was just ugh.
Yeah, I can't argue with you, George, on this, because I do agree. They want to see the superstars play in these playoff games. They know that it's fucking dollars for the NBA. They know that they've had some crazy shit going on with the Sterling shit. So I mean, it's definitely, to have the MVP in a series playing and continuing on, it's going to be a big plus for them. You know what I mean?
Well, since you threw the word out there, I am going to take it and I'm going to run with it, because some crazy shit just happened in Golden State, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
How do you fire a coach who's been the first coach to get you to back-to-back playoff series in 10 years?
No, fuck no. I mean, the Golden State Warriors, Mark Jackson, coach for the Golden State Warriors, was fired. Now, first of all, each year he's improved the team dramatically. And then on top of that, he's got him to playoffs, like George just said, in back-to-back seasons. I'm going to tell you what, don't hold me to this, but I don't believe the Golden State Warriors have been to playoffs in back-to-back seasons since Don Nelson was the coach. Back,
Yeah, that's
back
probably
when
when Mark Jackson was playing.
Back when I had a Jesus Christ starter jacket, and that was like 91 or 92. I really think, 91 or 92. So,
It just,
George,
now,
to answer your
now
question,
with him
that's
on
over
the
20
market,
years.
With him on the market and your favorite basketball team in need of a coach, and this raging hard on for Steve Kerr, which I'm not fully understanding because Steve Kerr hasn't coached at any level. Who, as a Lakers fan, would you take between Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson?
Joe, between just those two, if I had to answer it right now.
Yes, right now.
I'd probably have to say, Steve Kerr. And this is why. I think Mark Jackson is a great coach. I think why he lost his job in Golden State. Not that I agree with him losing his job in Golden State, but it was because of the fucking front office bullshit and him not having control of the team, and the shit with his assistants like Brian Scalabrine or White Mamba, as you would call him. All that bullshit that was going on. I think that played not in Mark Jackson's favor. At some point in time, you're like, okay, this guy does not have control of these people. Now, obviously, he had people that came to bat for him, like Stephen Curry and Stephen Curry and stuff like that.
Stephen Curry's brother?
Stephen Curry. And
we should probably press stop and redo this whole entire video because you've been stumbling, mumbling, tripping, falling. I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna keep going because that's the best part of the show.
But so he came to bat for him because he is a good coach. But let me tell you something. The one thing that you got to have a coach that can control people in LA, because there's a lot of egos that come to play in LA. There's a lot of distractions in LA.
There's
it's Hollywood.
One giant ego that dwarfs them all.
Right. Now, if you can't control,
when he steps in, all of the sunlight is gone. You can't see shit. It's just him and his gigantic ego that fills that entire stadium arena all by himself. And I don't think there's a coach alive right now that's going to be able to help the Lakers. Not as long as Kobe's there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kobe stays numbered as a Laker. I think they're really in a rebuilding process. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, everybody, Mitch Kupchak is a genius. He is. He knows that, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna fucking lose this money with Mike D'Antonio. I'm just going to basically not fulfill his contract, not sign him to that 5-year option. He doesn't stand a chance. He knows he doesn't stand a chance of having a winning season next year in LA because it's still a rebuilding process. So it's going to fuck him up, because if he coaches a team and it makes him look like a shitty coach again going into another shitty season, then how is he going to get a coaching job beyond this? No one's going to want to hire him. So Mike, he knows that. He knows Mike D'Antonio is basically going to be like, I'm going to bail. I'm going to bail now and try to get a coaching job somewhere else. Even if it's on the college level, I still have some credibility. And that was smart. And that was genius. That was genius. But the Lakers, one thing about the Laker organization right now, they have made it very clear that they are taking their time seeking a coach. They're looking at the college level, the pro level. They're going to take their time to find the right person. And they're going to they're not going to probably hire a coach right away, George, because they want to look at what free agents. Hey, if you come to LA, you can be part of the decision-making process in hiring a coach.
How did the Lakers do in their first round series?
They did good. They managed to go through every channel on their with the remote, and they managed to